Welcome to Change Nation. I'm Ariane, and today's episode is all about sleep. If you or anyone you'd love or anyone you know is going through any form of sleep issues, this is an episode that you're going to get all of your questions answered. I'm very lucky to have with me here today Christine Fee. She is the creator of an incredible new product called Good Night, Sleep Right. It's a DVD and CD that can help you really look at why you're not sleeping, help you get that good night's sleep that I know we're all craving. So welcome to the show, Christine. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you, Ariane. It's a pleasure to be here.
So Christine, your background is in fitness.
Yes, it is.
You are a fabulous fitness trainer. You've been behind the bodies of some pretty famous people.
Yes.
What is it that made you want to take care of people's sleep issues?
Well, I've been in the business of fitness for 25 years, and I've trained hundreds of clients. I've taught them how to eat properly and how to exercise, but I realized what I wasn't doing was teaching them how to get a good night's sleep. And sleep really is the most crucial component of overall health as far as weight loss, eating properly. It's all affected by the amount of sleep that you have. You can be at risk for heart disease, diabetes, stroke, depression. Lack of sleep causes all these major issues. There are 70 million people having sleep difficulties, so it's time to address this very important component of health.
Christine, I guess off the bat, there's probably people going, okay, what's the number? Like, is it 6, is it 7, is it 8, is it 10, is it less than that? We all know someone who can get through on 5. Is there an average?
Yeah, you know what, we're saying 6 to 10 hours is kind of a nice window, with 8 being the average sleep that people need. But there are people who do very well with 6 hours, and then there are those who need 10 hours. So in my mind, I don't want to stress people out by saying you have to have 8, because maybe they don't need the 8. So anywhere between 6 and 10 is good. Studies have been done on less than 4 hours sleep a night, and that really is detrimental to your health.
What happens to the body when you're not getting enough sleep? Like, what are the consequences of people actually really looking at the fact that they should find an extra hour or 2 in their day to get some sleep?
What happens when you don't get adequate sleep, and they've proven this with the studies, you gain weight. You look old and tired, the lines on your face, the dark circles, you have an energy loss, your memory isn't as good, and as I said before, you're at risk for major diseases. So sleep is truly important from a chemical standpoint. Your digestive hormones will be out of balance, your metabolism will slow down, your body will store fat, you'll crave fatty foods and salty snacks and all those things, which will then throw off your good eating habits and your exercise regimen.
I find this extraordinary. To think
Yes.
that getting a little bit more sleep
Yes.
will actually help people with weight loss is an incredible message for people to hear.
It really is, Ariane, and I've only learned this in the last few years in studying and doing my own research, how important sleep is. It's almost epidemic as far as the number of people who can't sleep, and there are only 6% of people who actually go to a doctor to seek help for it.
How quickly do you see results with your product? We live in a time where it's like, I need to sleep like tomorrow or in a week.
Yeah.
Does it take a certain amount of time for the body to start getting comfortable with the sleep habit?
It depends on the individual and the individual's circumstances. It could take one shot, or it could take a week or a couple weeks of using the regimen and, as you said, getting accustomed to it and learning to relax and enjoy it. I do have a testimonial which I'd love to share with you. A 13-year-old girl, she is a client of a friend of mine who happens to be a social worker, and she was living in a dysfunctional situation and not being able to sleep. So the social worker was giving her coping techniques, trying to teach her relaxation skills, none of it which she was doing. So for her graduation, the social worker gave her a good night's sleep right. Well, a week later, the girl comes back to see the social worker. She's got a big smile on her face. And she said, "Thank you so much for good night's sleep right." She said, "For the first time in months, I'm actually sleeping." It worked. So for her, she said it worked the first night.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Christine, when we met, you had a few tips that you shared that I want to make sure that everyone hears as well. I remember the first one being about caffeine.
Yes, caffeine. That's something that really needs to be addressed. We are a caffeine society. And if you're not getting enough sleep, then you're energizing yourself with caffeine to get through the next day. So I do recommend that you reduce your caffeine intake. And a lot of people don't realize that caffeine stays in your system for up to 12 hours. So if you're having that cup of Java in the morning and you want to get to sleep at 10 o'clock at night, have the caffeine before 10 o'clock in the morning so that it's completely out of your system and your sleep will be undisturbed. I also recommend writing down everything that goes on in your head, all the clutter, all the noisy voices. At bedtime, write it down on a piece of paper or in a notebook next to your bed. Get it out of your head, get it on the paper. All the worries, the to-do list for tomorrow, and quiet those voices in your head.
What else do you recommend? I know you've got a ton of tips
Oh,
up your
so
sleeve.
many things, and a lot of them are just fun. Creating an environment in your bedroom that's conducive to sleep, cool, calm, quiet, dark, clutter-free. Get rid of the laptops, the cell phones, the Blackberries, and just create a welcoming environment, a place where you want to go at night and a place you look forward to. And also I recommend relaxation techniques. Just listening to soothing music, using aromatherapy oil such as lavender-based oil, a pure lavender, will have calming effects on you. Guided imagery, deep breathing, meditation, they all work.
And that's all in here.
My product is all a blend of these, which is very important because a lot of people say, oh yeah, I know I should meditate, I should deep breathe, but I don't have time at night. I think it's because they don't have something tangible to use. This, in 15 minutes, will take you through all those things and calm you down before you go to sleep.
Christine, how do you deal with noise? I mean, I live in New York City.
Sure.
It's a very noisy place.
Sure.
Does noise have a huge impact on my sleep? Should I be sleeping with earplugs?
Noise, yes, does have an impact. I believe there's 17% of people are disrupted by noise during the course of the night. And if you're in the city, I think it's very important to have white noise, they call it. Maybe they have those little machines, just a background noise, or even a fan. Something that will block out the acute noises that wake you up during the night.
Anything else that we don't think of that's probably disturbing our sleep? Not obvious things?
Yes, well, little children climbing into bed.
They're obvious.
It's pretty obvious. And how about the family pet, the cat or the dog? And we might not realize how many times they're waking us up during the course of the night.
What about food? What about things that we're eating, digestion?
Absolutely. I recommend eating several hours before you go to bed at night. Any heavy meals at bedtime will disrupt your sleep, obviously, because you're digesting, and the digestion creates a lot of energy in your system, which will be disruptive. And also alcohol. Alcohol at bedtime might put you to sleep, but several hours later it will wake you up because it metabolizes in your system over the course of several hours, which wakes you up, and then you have to deal with getting back to sleep.
So let's talk about the waking up part.
Yes.
How do you wake up rested? Like sometimes I'll sleep for 8 hours and I'm still tired. Is it because I have a sleep debt, or because I've eaten late, or because I'm worried? Is it a combination of all three?
It could be all of those things, Ariane. And that's why I highly recommend relieving your stress before you go to sleep, which you can do with the light stretching that I have in my program. Releases the tension in your muscles. Some people sleep all night and they say, oh, I had 8 hours. But have you ever awakened almost in the fetal position with actual fists? I have. You wake up and you're like, oh, gosh, I feel so tired this morning. And you don't feel refreshed because you haven't relaxed mentally, physically, before you've gone to sleep. And that will destroy that deep sleep that is very restorative.
And I find it interesting that most of us stretch when we get up in the morning. What I'm hearing you say is you actually need to stretch before you go to sleep at night.
Yes, you're right. There's different types of stretching. There are stretchings that you would do at night that are very calming and relaxing, and they release the tension. There are stretches and movement that you would do in the morning to wake you up and get the blood circulating and the energy moving. They would be more vigorous stretches.
I think I might have you demonstrate those in a couple of seconds. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.